The Los Angeles Lakers are arguably the greatest franchise in the NBA history and are one of the most iconic franchises in all of North American sports. Today, I want to rank the top 6 greatest players in Lakers history. Number 6 on this list is LeBron James. He is only this low on this list because he has spent the later years of his career in LA and didn't necessarily spend his prime in LA like the rest of these players. But he has done a lot for this organization. He's won a championship for them, and he set the all-time NBA scoring record while on the Lakers this past season. And he's obviously an incredible player. He's a top 2 player of all time. I'm not going to get into the GOAT debate right now, but he is a great player, and he deserves to be on this list for sure, even though his tenure with the Lakers isn't as long as some of the other guys on this list. Number 5 on this list is Jerry West. He was an amazing player back in the day, and is currently the NBA logo. So obviously he's a very iconic player in NBA history, and he spent his entire career with the Lakers, winning 1 championship and averaging 27 points per game throughout his career, which is insane for that time period in that era, especially for a guard when the league was dominated by big men back then. And I just think that he's such an iconic player, and for him to spend his entire career with the LA Lakers, he deserves to be on this list. The 4th greatest Laker of all time is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem is one of my top 4 players of all time and just got passed by LeBron as the all-time NBA scoring leader and held that record for, I believe it was 38 years. So he's obviously an amazing player and deserves to be recognized as an all-time great Laker, especially spending 14 seasons there with 5 championships in LA. He spent other seasons in Milwaukee to begin his career, but is best remembered for his time in LA, so I do believe that he deserves to be high on this list. Number 3 on this list is Shaquille O'Neal. He spent 8 seasons with LA and is best known for his time with the Lakers, especially winning 3 championships with Kobe Bryant, and is considered to be a top 5 or even top 3 by some center in NBA history. And he did a lot of damage for the Lakers, and that early 2000s run with him and Kobe Bryant was considered to be one of the greatest dynasties in NBA history. One of the biggest what ifs in my mind in the NBA is what if Shaq and Kobe had been together for their entire careers, and how many championships could they have won? Because Kobe ended up staying around and winning 5 for the Lakers, and that number could have even been higher had Shaquille O'Neal stayed around and been with the Lakers, making that a dynamic duo for the rest of their careers. The 2nd greatest Laker of all time is Magic Johnson, who won 5 championships in 13 seasons with LA and is considered to be a top 2 point guard at the very least, and until recently was considered to be the greatest point guard easily of all time. His career was cut short because of HIV/AIDS, and because of this, he didn't get to live out his full potential. But when he was with the Lakers, obviously, like I said, he won 5 championships and was a great player in the time that he was on the court. And him and Larry Bird had one of the most iconic rivalries of all time. That Celtics versus Boston rivalry is always incredible. And they were really big in reviving basketball in a time where basketball had a really bad reputation with all the fighting and stuff that was in the game at that time. In the number 1 spot, we have Kobe Bean Bryant, who I believe is the most iconic player in the Lakers history. And when you think of the Lakers, at least for me, I think of Kobe Bean Bryant. He won 5 championships in his 20 seasons with LA and was always involved in the Lakers organization after he retired until his death in 2020. And he was such a good scorer and obviously such a competitor that for a long time he was considered to be the 2nd greatest player of all time, right after Michael Jordan, and is the only player that has really encapsulated what it was to have that fierce attitude and competitive drive that Michael Jordan had. So when I think of the Lakers, like I said, I think of Kobe Bryant, and that's why I think that he is the greatest Laker of all time. And obviously, he's won as many championships for the Lakers as anybody else in history. Him and Shaquille O'Neal in the early 2000s, like I said in the Shaq bit, that might have been the greatest duo of all time, just because of they were so unstoppable when they played together. and they had their issues off the court, but I would have loved to see how well they would have played together and how many championships they would have won if they had stayed together for 15 years and if Shaq could have got his weight down and everything. So I just want to say rest in peace, Kobe, and he's the greatest Laker of all time. Anyways, thank you all for watching. God bless you all. I hope you have an amazing day, and make sure to like and comment on this video and subscribe to the channel for more content that's going to come up by me. If you want to see more of these greatest players by franchise videos, then just let me know. I can maybe do one for the Celtics next, because that's probably the next best and most iconic franchise in NBA history. And if you want me to do other sports such as the NFL, maybe the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Patriots or something like that, then just, yeah, let me know and I'll make sure that video happens.